Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably one of my last videos before I hand over to Kurt at the AGM, but I thought I'd give you an update just as we progress through the end of the season. The first is about the course. As you'll have possibly noticed if you've played the course recently, we've put some soil and some bags out in the 1st and the 18th so that people can repair their own divots as they go around the course. This is very much an experimentation just to see how it all works out. As you'll have probably also seen, there was a short video about repairing divots. And if you haven't seen it or you're a bit confused about how to repair a divot, please have a look at it. It's amazing the amount of people we play with who don't repair divots correctly. And it's so important for the health of our greens, which I think have been fantastic in the latter stages of the year. The other thing I wanted to mention is I got an email from Paul McElwraith, who said he had played a golf course where they had a fantastic policy that everyone took a hole, kind of their pet hole, and really did a little bit more about tidying up tees that we see in the tees, possibly broken tees, and possibly repairing the odd pitch mark. I tend to go around doing multiple pitch marks when I go around, but just for everyone just to think about a favourite hole, or maybe a least favourite hole where they can just do a little bit extra, check that everything's neat and tidy. I think it's a fantastic initiative and shows how many people are just really thinking about practical ways that we can help the greenkeepers and help the course. So thanks for that. Winter programme, we've been discussing at committee the various things that we're going to try and do over the winter. These include looking at more temporary winter tees to protect the tees, looking potentially at a turf nursery. We've been chatting to Jim about that, and Jordan's been doing that, just for bare patches in the fairway, looking at repairing some of the bunkers, and also that ditch in the 9th on the left-hand side, really supporting that and making that a little bit better. But that's all to be finalised yet, but we're pretty advanced in terms of pushing that forward. We'll also be publishing on the website the recent report, the STRI report, that we commissioned to have a look at the golf course. It's there's quite a lot of detail, and it is incredible how much goes into keeping a course in the correct way and the difficulties. Particularly, I think what was highlighted by the chap who did it was the changing seasons. He was very, very supportive of our whole green initiative, which was very interesting for us. And also was very complimentary on the course, but it said, the winter had really wrought quite a lot of damage on the greens, which I think was pretty evident for us all to see in the early part of the year. Other things, I am organising the gents' dinner on Friday, the 17th of November. The speakers have been appointed. You'll be glad to hear we're doing a Q&A with a sportsman, and we're doing one speech from one of our guests, and hopefully a lovely evening. That's the gents' dinner and the prize giving on the 17th of November. It's 6:30 for 7. I think it's already in the diary, and you'll be getting something in the next couple of weeks really to tell you about that. General matters, we are looking at replacing a variety of committee members, just really coming to the end of their time. Jackie Sayers is resigning, so we're really looking for a lady to step up and join the main committee. We're also looking at replacing our Greens convener, as Jordan is, I think, possibly going to take up a new post elsewhere in his business, and also a chairman for the main committee. So if you're interested in that, please speak to Jen Darg, or myself, or David Duthie, chairman of the main committee. The last thing I want to chat to you about was the irrigation proposal. Thank you very much for replying to the survey, coming along to the meeting, hearing everything. We've been chatting about this for a long time. It started way before I was in the committee, but thank you very much, everyone, for their generosity. Those who have put forward that they will supply loans to the golf club, we are absolutely in your debt. As you know, and we read through all the responses from people, we're not going to do a levy because we feel that there are some people in the club who can't afford that. However, if you're not going to do a loan, we're very, very keen on donations. And if you feel you can't quite make the loan, or want to make a donation to the club, we'd be delighted to if you did that. And we're going to really set that up when the fees come in, that there will be a section where you can make an annual donation to the golf club specifically for the irrigation process. How we fund golf clubs, of course, is rather a tricky process. And one of the key things that I think we've started this year, we possibly haven't had as great an uptake as possible, is Kurt Anderson's initiative in the 200 Club, which is just looking for extra bits and pieces that we can do, really run like a club lottery. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to look at legacies. That was a fantastic point that was brought up at the irrigation meeting by Gavin Bruce. And so looking at funding in all sorts of different ways for the club, which I think is vital for the future of our golf course. If anything that we know is these things are not getting cheaper. Our demands for a golf course that is in excellent condition are always rising. And it's important for us really to put methods whereby we can raise more money. So I would be very, very grateful if you consider all those issues, both loans to the golf club. We've had a great response. We just need a little bit more in terms of loans so we can get that irrigation process going. Thinking, because there's no levy, of a voluntary donation to the golf club with your subscriptions for this year, legacy payments to the club, that you leave something in a legacy in your will, and the 200 Club, which is a very regular way of raising money. So thanks all very much for paying attention to me. I've got one day to my holiday. It's almost the last thing I'm going to do before I go away. And then we'll be full into the winter season, various games and matches. We've got this fantastic thing coming up in the Ryder Cup weekend against Ranfurly Castle. So if you're interested, the notice is on the main notice board. So delighted to see you there at that. And great to keep very good relations with our neighbouring clubs. So thank you all very much. Hope the golf season's been good. I think it's going to continue well into September, October and November. So happy golfing, and I hope your putts are good to you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.